Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, January 12th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a Time for Change call tonight. The subject of that is going to be, actually what's going on the planet in the now, what's really happening. You might want to bring something to write with. When we cannot find enough love, then relax. Don't try to keep on looking. It is your looking that causes you not to find. Rest deeply into yourself today. Do this one thing all day long, and you will soon be surprised how much your heart expands. Soon you will feel you have arrived at the infinite source of self-love and reconnection. When this occurs, let your inner struggle fully come into all the love that they can until you cannot handle it anymore. Just let your struggling parts relax and rest deeper into the feeling of the infinite source of love. It's all happening inside each and every one of us. Now is the time to bring all your inner orphan parts home, and it's going to feel so good. This universe has billions of ways to keep us humble and fascinated all at the same time, like Pearson. There are many people in this world who don't realize that the universe is a magical, intelligent, and abundant playground. They are blinded by limiting thoughts and feelings around money. These beliefs distract them from being open, loving, and appreciative for what they do have, and tapping into the abundant universe that is available. It is this addiction to desire, to constantly wanting this or that, and not getting the ego's needs met, which eventually creates the lacking, stuck feeling on the inside, which later manifests into their bank account and in their outer world, consciously or unconsciously. We are creating our financial situation every single day. And nothing outside of us has anything to do with it. It's within us that has everything to do with it. We are either in the habit of proclaiming to the universe that we are lacking, and there is just not enough, or we are being thankful and appreciative for everything that we do have. And you do this through the heart-mind. You don't do it through the head. But doing it through the head is futile. Once you see that your thoughts are creating each and every moment of reality, once each of us understand that our thoughts are creating each and every moment of reality, and any previous cycle of financial stuckness can dissolve instantly from our lives. It doesn't take years. What you think about, period, is what you get. What you think about is what you get. If you visualize the end of the month is going to be tough and feel a squeeze happening there, you're manifesting a future financial crunch and may suddenly feel more stressed, hurried, and serious about life. If you are only looking into your future feeling a sense of abundance with a deep, calm, sincere energy, you'd manifest a very abundant, joyful life. We always manifest situations which mirror the consciousness of where we are at. Whatever the mind dwells upon is what we manifest. It's that simple. And you can debate it through your ego mind till you're blue in the face, but it is a fact. Everything changes when we see that right now we have the opportunity to change our financial future. Anything about anything. We can step outside of our financial box and explore what it's like that life is easy for us. Stop affirming to the universe through complaining that there's never enough of this or that. Focus instead on gratitude, and you'll start seeing opportunities around every corner. Knowing this life is a gift. Knowing this life is a gift everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. All suffering comes from a deep, demanding, and grasping habit that states, life should be something other than what it is. All suffering comes from a deep, demanding, and grasping habit that states, life should be something more or something other than what it is. When we relinquish the addiction to this type of thinking, we will discover deeper feelings of joy, peace, and abundance inside. Through the mindful practice of sitting back from your thoughts, observing the mind's habit, inner peace will find you. You may or may not get all of your ego's needs, wants, and desires met in life, yet one day, you just might discover something much better. The secret to totally transcending the habit of suffering. The secret of happiness lies in the mind's release from worldly ties. The secret of happiness lies in the mind's release from worldly ties. Buddha. The biggest truth is that no matter how much money one may have, the ego will never ever feel that it's enough. If you had $1 million, the ego would want $2 million, just for safety and security reasons in case you somehow lost your first $1 million. The game the ego plays is one of lack. It's always been one of lack. It always will be one of lack. Yet the good news is that this lack forces you to look for real security. That is at the very core of each and every one of our beings. The ego is here to help each of us discover true freedom and redefine who we really are. If you are not this body, this ego, this mind, or this personality, then who are you? Who are you? This question takes you on a journey inward. And if you follow it, which is a choice, you'll reveal just how deeply you are connected to the God source. If you can let yourself relax and feel this intimate connection, everything will change. You will instantly boost your financial frequency. From this deep feeling of inner abundance, you can easily manifest as much money as you want in your outer world, as much as you want. When we meditate on our spiritual infinite nature, we realize that we can be instantly free from suffering at any time. We see that every high and low in this life is just another spiritual learning experience pointing us the way home. The most essential practice to start manifesting financial abundance is what? Is doing one simple thing: soaking, playing, and resting in the feelings that you are connected to the God source. When you can feel the truth behind this and start living it every day, you become tapped into a power that is beyond reason. You naturally start believing in yourself. Not falsely or forcibly. And you create only abundant, loving thoughts about your financial future. You see each situation as an opportunity for growth that is supported by positive, empowering beliefs. Through the practice of feeling, knowing, and believing that you are deeply connected to the God source, you discover you are a super powerful, manifesting being who can create anything you want. You can stop feeling like a mouse and relax like a lion. You can surrender into the feeling that you are enough, then you can see how futile it is to chase the ego as it runs after the next big piece of cheese that fell on the floor. See the perfection and the seeming imperfection that seems to be. Lester Levinson. On the path to awakening, we may come to see that our egos have been pulling the wool over our eyes for a very, very, very long time. The ego wants us to believe that there is something in this outer world that will truly and permanently satisfy us. Large amount of money, new house, car, lover, new soulmate, or even that new hairstyle will make you feel fulfilled. The truth is we will feel good for a short time. Yet later, we are ensnared again into coming back for more. This endless cycle of thinking we will be fulfilled by the next desire is one of the most misleading, addictive, and tricky traps to walk around. So beware. The mind definitely has its agenda, and it will have its way with you unless you are vigilant with it. It will have its way with you unless you are vigilant with it. When you see that financial poverty and financial freedom are two very powerful spiritual experiences, then you become free from both of them. When you see that financial poverty and financial freedom are two very powerful spiritual experiences, then you become free from both of them. When you aren't attached to or resisting either side, you are simply at peace with your situation as it is. Abundance is our natural state, which manifests in our lives naturally when we realize how deeply interconnected we truly are to the God Source. When we realize that we are not separate from anything or anyone in this world, we've taken the first step into financial enlightenment. Through living with the knowing that we are connected to everyone in this world, we begin overflowing with energy, potentiality, and abundance again. When we start thinking, feeling, and vibrating like a spiritual billionaire, we will become one. The key is to be in a constant state of gratitude, knowing we are connected to an infinite source at the core. An infinite source. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing for any of us is to relax these bodies that we are in. To relax them head to toe, inside and out. And we all carry, we're all like these, I guess you could call us a sponge magnet. And we walk through this life, and it's not like we know that we're completely aware that we're absorbing other people's thoughts, other experiences, not just ours, but everything. And we're storing it in our subconscious mind library. And we just constantly pull in other people's stress, other people's anxiety, other people's worries, other people's anger, fear, distrust. I kid you not. And see, a lot of the times, you get the so-called external authority telling us that, you need a psychiatrist, you need this, you need that. But we see, when we know what we are, and we will discover it, that won't be there anymore. It won't exist. Because we'll know. We'll be able to identify. This isn't my thought. It'll pass on by. I'm not interested in embracing it. This is my thought. And it doesn't mean all the thoughts that we project we're going to use. See what I mean? It's not like, these 60,000, 100,000, 200,000 thoughts a day that we project, that we send out to the universe. It doesn't mean we're going to use them, because so many of them are so random. Then of course, we have the tens of millions of thoughts, which are like programs that pass by like clouds in the sky, and we all grab onto them on occasion. And sometimes our heart mind is saying, that is not your thought. That's why you feel so discomforted, because you took that thought, you moved it into reality, and you experienced it. Now, some people say, well, this is micromanagement. No, it's not. It's not micromanagement. It's going within and understanding who and what you are. Then you step out of it. It's like with the body. That body that you're in is not going to relax until you step out of the ego mind. And you do that through your breath. And the breathing, easy in through the nose and easy out through the mouth, is absolutely paramount. It's our focus. It's almost our cleanser. And it allows us to step into the now and out of the future and out of the past, but into the now. Because most of us spend a lot of our time in the external reality, in the mindscape. Okay? And the mindscape is the ego mind. The heart mind, the lovescape, is who you really are. You've got the mindscape, the ego mind, the lovescape, the heart mind. Now, the heart mind, the lovescape, will connect you to the God that you are. And you'd be surprised how many people fear really meeting the God that they are, because it's an unknown. That's why we talk about forgiving ourselves, surrendering, staying in now, practicing that, staying in deep gratitude 24/7, and being gentle, kind, and generous and humble with ourselves 24/7. So when we know that we are not the name, we are not the personality, we are not the character, we are not the clothes, we are not the status, we are the God. Then we can understand that, I'm going to step out of the ego mind. I'm going to still it through my breath, my divine positive energy, because I'm the God that powers this body, that allows me to experience physical life. And so when I leave the ego mind alone and I embrace the heart mind, and I stop going outside and I stay going inside. This way you can look at, you watch the ego mind so you can master them. It's the only way you're going to master them. They aren't going to go away. You can master them, and eventually you will not need them, and they will understand that. And you can relax the body 24/7. You'd be walking around in a relaxed state, naturally. You just focus on your breath. No one needs to know. It's not like you're, running around wheezing and hyperventilating. You just easy in through the nose, easy out through the mouth, and you're in a relaxed state. And you flow within. And you aren't trapped out there anymore. And once you take that step, you'll start recognizing that fact, that you'll say, I'm not caught in the mind-ego trip, the mindscape. I'm not caught into it anymore. That's 50% of the travel to the understanding of who and what you are. So stresses, fears, anxieties, worries, some of which aren't yours, you can face right off with ease and say to yourself, okay, so what's this fear about? Why am I fearing you? What are you about? This particular fear. And it's like that with everything. You'd be amazed what happens when you do that, and the body gets lighter, because they vanish, they vaporize. These fears and anxieties and worries and stresses. And as they evaporate, you become lighter. The body becomes lighter with ease. And you picture that. You're focused on the breath. You're in the now. You're aware that other thoughts will come by that will entice you. You will also be aware that they are not your thoughts. You will know that your thoughts are the thoughts that you generate from within out, not in. So we generate these thoughts, and then we can become selective. Which ones we want to move into reality, which ones we want to just pass by. And as the body lightens, because it will, you're in a whole different place. You're no longer looking out there and saying, I got to find my way out there. I've got to get the truth out there. The only place I'm going to find what I'm looking for is out there. But in reality, since we're all supreme reality, it's in here. Always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It's for each of us to discover it. Now, we know that we're not the body, that we are the God. So therefore, we can look at the body in the body, right? And we notice these 7 lights. And are all different colors, and they go from the tailbone to the top of the head. And these lights are called chakras. And the definition of chakra is wheels of light. These are spiritual etherical energy. You, the God, all of us, are spiritual etherical energy, omnipotently powerful. So we flow through those. And we're connected to every part of this body, right down to the quantum core. The blood flow, the organs, the tissues, the emotions, feelings, personalities, character, everything. And we're doing that 24/7. Now, doesn't it make sense that when you decide to go within, because no one's going to decide for you, no guru, nobody, you are. You will decide when you will take that journey, when you will step within and stay within on a wonderful, endless journey. You will discover that you, all of us, are the power of healing. We will eventually be able to heal these bodies in a blink of the eye. We'll be able to keep them young. They won't age. We will stay all sickness, dis-ease. Imagine that. Not only that, but we will then be within the understanding that we are manifesting machines. We will be able to manifest out of thin air anything we desire. Now picture, right? There's 3 circles, golden circles, right? And you're standing in the center one. Now, one on the left is the past, one on the right is future. But when you're looking at all 3 paths from where you stand, and you notice they're pretty much the same. The path you're on in the now, you look and you see these beautiful gold shimmering trees, the leaves, the bark, everything, branches, and they've created a canopy. And then the path in front of you, under that canopy, is this vibrantly brilliant, flaming emerald green grass. And it's beautiful. And all of them are the same. The only thing you notice different is that the past path looks like it's been used quite a bit. And then the one on the right looks like it's been used quite a bit, the future path. Now, the one you're standing on, the now path, looks almost brand new. And isn't it amazing? As long as we stay outside of ourselves, we'll either be in the past or the future and keep skipping the now. You know how frustrating that is? That's the ego. That's the mindscape. See? That's the ego mind that keeps us till we get to the point in a very short lifespan where we're so tired and burned out and beat up that we're just glad to get out of the body. Isn't that amazing? When it should be the opposite. Now this is why it's so important to be in 24/7 deep eternal gratitude and to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself 24/7 all the time. Now we all go into a past. You know, remember we've got that subconscious library, which is private to us. Only we go there. We go there and we reminisce. And we look at the pictures of that experience that we've had and how fun it was and how much we enjoyed it and wish we could do it again. And then we visit some of the other ones that taught us things that weren't too pleasant. But then, what do? We put the book back on the shelf. We walk out. We turn the lights off and shut the door and we move forward. Not that we won't be back to visit on occasion. But some of us, and I do not believe that it's conscious, but I believe it's unconscious, that we will stay in that past so long that we'll bring it into a future that doesn't exist, and we'll create that future from that past, and we will relive that past in that future. That's why a lot of people will say no matter what we do, we always end up here. All of us go into the future that doesn't exist because we're creating the future in the now. But we go there, and we ask. We want to know, when is this going to happen? When is that going to happen? When am I going to be healthy enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to be wealthy enough to enjoy my life? You know, and all of this, we're always asking questions of others to tell us or ourselves. But when we discover that, well, okay, I've decided, this is any of us saying this, I've decided that I'm going to go within. From this day forward, my journey will be within. Has nothing to do with anybody around me. I've decided to do that. And I'm going to meet the God within me, the God that I am. And I'm going to commune with that God, and I'm going to interact with that God, and I'm going to love that God. No questions asked. And so guess what? That intent alone shifts everything. Now, I'm not saying that we know that it isn't that simple, or it is simple, but it isn't that easy because we're so habitualized and so trained to be outside of ourselves. And we've been convinced it's a natural state of being, and actually it isn't. Natural state of being is staying and being within. So we make the decision, and it shifts everything in your life. And I'm not saying negatively. I'm saying absolutely powerfully positively. And yeah, you know, we get enticed and seduced by other people's thoughts and some, you know, some of our own. And we get seduced by the ego mind. Gotta have, gotta have, gotta have, gotta have, gotta have, gotta have, gotta have. So you picture this. When you discover that you're the gold mine, you're the precious metals and gems, it's you. You are. Each and every one of us are in these bodies. Unlimited. That's a major shift. We're the ones that create everything that's going on this planet.
We always have been. But see, we've been trained to think outside, to believe that the mindscape is where it's all at. Where it's all at is the mindscape, the ego mind. It's not, and the heart mind, the lovescape. It's basically inside out.
So anytime we wander off, because we all do it, on somebody else's thought, that we've been tricked into believing it's our thought, and we kind of float off, float away. It's no biggie. I just focus on my breath, and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time. Now we know that we are consciously aware, or we wouldn't be in this meditation. Consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. We're not asleep. So the soul, the God source inside the body, is the heaven. Heaven isn't a place. Heaven is you, the God that you are. The kingdom of God, the God source, the pure consciousness. The body is earth, so we are literally heaven on earth. Not only that, being consciously aware, we know that every step we take on this planet is creating paradise. And at the same time, we're shining our light. And we're talking about deep, eternal love. Light. That's what it is. It is the highest frequency of all frequencies, by far. And we're shining it, blasting all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, everywhere. Head to toe, inside and out, non-stop, infinity and beyond. And there is a distinct possibility that some of us, while still in physical form, will discover, confirm, and verify with the God that we are the light. So that when we leave the body, when we decide we're going to leave the body, we're the light, we won't follow the light. That light is the trap. Now, if you were to take a starship off this planet, get out there far enough, and see the globe in its entirety, you would see that it glowed. I mean, for goodness sakes, asleep and awake, we've got 8 billion gods. So it glows. And how bright is it? If you looked at all of the lights around in this universe and compared it, it'd be like candles lit in darkness. It'd be dim. So a God-planet paradise that glows with 8 billion gods. What a sight. And we communicate all the time with each other, as parts of each other, as parts of the gods that we are. Doesn't matter if you're 1,000 billion light years away. Doesn't matter. We're still communicating. Now, parts of us, of course, we know are asleep. They don't participate in the meditation. They're with us all the time because they're part of us. But they're asleep. They will wake in their own choosing. The other parts of us that are awake, of course, we're interacting on a continual basis, 24/7, eternally. And this is in massive numbers, in gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this universe with not even one sacred square inch to spare of space. These are trillions of gigaplexes from trillions of universes in every direction, gathered here. And that's all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is the off-worlders, celestials, galactics, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yah, Yeshua. All the archangels, cherubim, seraphim archetypes. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All these light energy beings. With the eyes that we have with these bodies that we're in, we only see 1% of what is. So we don't see the different light spectrums and all of the different light energy beings. Infrared, red, you've got violet and ultraviolet, you have all these different light spectrums. But they're there. They come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations. But there is a group that we do interact with on a daily basis, for the most part. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, the magics, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. And it's a simple question to ask oneself. Can this body that I'm in sustain me without water? Nope. Can it sustain me without air? No. Can it sustain me without soil? Food? No. Wood? No. Fire? No. Ether? No. So see how intimately we are connected to this particular group. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrated at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them, for the most part, like we see each other. But we do interact with them. We have conversations with them, and it's usually just a blind out of nowhere. You know, you could be at a store, you could be in line, and it's all of a sudden somebody is out there and just starts talking with you. And you enjoy the conversation. And you don't question anything. And after the conversation's done, a lot of the times it dawns on us that was an angel. How many times have you been thinking or feeling something, or you need some help, right? And somebody shows up. Or, you know, you're reaching for something, you can't quite get it, and someone comes in and grabs it for you. Those are angels. They've been with us as long as we've been. And every time that happens, a little bit of the bliss that you are within bubbles to the surface. Now, they have a message. They deliver this message tirelessly in many different ways. But what it just really comes down to, isn't it absolutely magna glorious that we are alive in these bodies? Now, a lot of us take that for granted because we don't understand who and what we are. That's pretty simple. If we did, we wouldn't take these bodies for granted. Because we don't, when we the gods leave the body, we don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't drink water, we don't smile, We don't frown. We don't laugh. We don't cry. We don't hate. We aren't greedy. We aren't controlled by the ego mind. All of these things. But since we've, all of us sometime developed amnesia, so now we're in rediscovery of who and what we are. One time we knew. That was a long time ago. So, we're rediscovering. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time, and the tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. And if you choose to, ask them to do so within a blink of the eye, they will be. And you will experience more bliss. Now, ascended masters, they have ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form and hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. Now, the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials. Over 1,000 species, civilizations, travel through this solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. Now, there is a small group that we're familiar with. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Nords, Greys, Anunnaki, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, we are never apart, the gods that we are. The bodies give us the illusion that we're separate. But that's all it is, an illusion. And we're all gathered, so to speak, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God Force Love Light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, grow, and expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from deep within our core being, the gods that we are, the pure, deep, eternal love. And this light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. Take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brightness. It's flooding this planet, head to toe, inside and out, with the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Non-stop. You see it through your heart, mind's motion picture. Feel it. It does not end. We begin to ascend above the planet, and we're immediately met with this ocean of glitter. And the best way to describe this through our heart, mind's motion picture is that it's like a grand fireworks display that nothing on this planet can come close to. The same with the laser light show and the ballroom mirror globe that we've all known. It turns slowly and it reflects all the light. Except this was 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. If you combine all that, it comes pretty close to describing the ocean of glitter. This isn't like glitter like on this planet. It is endless googolplexes of reflection in every direction. And we're curious, so we go in and we look at the reflective point. We notice that there's little tiny microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. And we enter them. And we discovered that all of us gathered, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, are learning from each other. Every split second. We're either teaching or learning. We're either students or teachers or students, or both. And never ending. And because a lot of us are so seduced into the material physical world out there, we very rarely notice it. We very rarely notice it. We believe the tree is life, and it isn't. It's the God within it that gives the tree life. The tree is the construct. The God enters the tree, experiences the tree. It's the same with everything, all of us. We enter these physical bodies, right? We give them life so that they can carry us around and we can experience physical life. It's the same with a blade of grass. It's the same with everything. Now, when those of us who decide to go within, we discover this eventually. Anything that you view is a part of you. It is the God within. You see the difference? It is massively different. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of all the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all of the gods that we are, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with a white fire, a blazing white fire armor. Nothing like the armor on this planet, way beyond that. And this emanates from the God source, the deep eternal love, that which we are in these bodies. It can't be penetrated, seduced, manipulated, deceived by demons, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, ever. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through greed, anger, hatred, fear, envy, hurry, revenge, worry, stress, fear, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then there's possibilities of attachment, of demon possession, lower dark matter, survival matter frequency, all kinds of activities. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with the double column of light. First part of that column is purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. Second part of this column is the violet ray. We created this part of the column to remind all of us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies once were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden light, pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that the gods that we are within these bodies are the sunlight, are the sun, are the rain and the rainbows, are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the clouds in the sky, the trees in the forest, the soils, the animals, the mountains. We are everything, and everything is us. So the next time you do see a sunset or a sunrise, an ocean front, a mountain view, a snowfall, starry lit night sky, that is the God that I am. When we look at it and see, this is separation. We're trained to look at something and say, well, isn't that beautiful? That is separate from me. And actually the opposite is the case. It's the truth, the opposite. That is the God that I am. Whole different meaning, whole different understanding. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form, hover effortlessly above it. If we're carrying physical form, the reason we do this is because it's fun, and we can. We're immediately met with this massive crystal light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the tower is an oblong sphere, massive. Center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. Surrounding the golden white ball of light is, it seems that they're endless, these multicolored rings of light. And all of this has created this super bright white, misty cloud, sparkling, arcing electrical fields, and nothing like we've ever seen, and it's absorbed through our heart minds. And it is like a warm embrace that never ends. Now, the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes well-being. Gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. Bliss, joy, peace. Tranquility, benevolence, great abundance, great prosperity. And all this, we discover, is a reflection of the gods that we all are. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 24/7 throughout infinity and beyond, flooding this entire planet head to toe inside now, with the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we're all swimming in it. And it's flooding all life, the highest supreme value universe. And we're all drops of this golden ocean, and we hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops, drops are the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We all created this sphere almost 4 years ago. It holds nearly 1,800 of our meditations in perpetual motion. These meditations don't fade. They don't disintegrate. They don't weaken. They strengthen. They intensify. They expand. They grow. Any of us can dip into that anytime we choose. Go to a place where you can find quietness, close your eyes, focus on your breath, and you're there. These are flooding this planet. It's part of the liberation. Head to toe, inside now. Everything. All life, the highest supreme value universe. This is the first complete liberation of this planet ever in its history of existence. All of us will live for eternity. All of us. We know that the body and the mind will cease eventually when we choose for it to cease, to exit it. Yet, all of us will go on and on and on. And once we know in our hearts that we have an infinite amount of time ahead of us, we will relax and step into an expansive, timeless, multi-dimensional, spiritual experience. I'll join you in a meditation, return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. Take an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Every little occurrence that we experience becomes another opportunity for spiritual growth and enlightenment. Act as if you are living an ever-youthful, energetic, super-alive body-mind that will live far beyond 1,000 years. Have conversations with people from this place, knowing you will live forever. Imagine the wisdom, relationships, life experiences that you will have during this time. Feel, experience, and know you will live forever in an ideal, anti-aging state of being. Explore, imagine, and rediscover who you are. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We will return here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call. And tomorrow, Thursday, January 13th, 2022, to continue our Global Guided Meditation call.